Hi, welcome to the Lex Kane TV and movie reviews channel. Not been on for a while because getting stuff ready for Christmas. So we're doing two reviews on the Mandalorian today, and the episodes that I'm reviewing are the episode called "The Tragedy" and "The Believer." So the episode where we saw Ahsoka saying that she couldn't train him, couldn't train Baby Yoda, but she's told the Mandalorian what planet to go to, where Baby Yoda could contact the Jedi if any Jedi are out there. So they find the planet and they come to this like planet where there's like a sort of like a small mountain. And you go up the small rocky mountain and there's this area which looks very Jedi. That's all I can say about it. It looks very Jedi. Looks very something out of the Jedi's would have. So Baby Yoda is using his Force powers to contact the Jedi, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, Boba Fett ship appears, and Slave One is back. So Mandalorian's getting very worried because he thinks the spaceship Slave One. He doesn't know it's Slave One yet, but he thinks they're after the child. And thinks it's coming after the child. And what happens then? He tries to get Baby Yoda out of this Jedi type force field thing. And he gets taken back. And he says, oh. And then he can't get the child yet. So he gets up. And then all of a sudden, he comes to face with Boba Fett, saying, we're not here for the child. We're here for my armor. You've got something that is mine. And Mandalorian says, how do I know it's yours? And he says, and all of a sudden, the assassin from season 1, who before had died, appears. I says, oh, do you remember me? And he said, I thought you died. He said, no. And if you look back season 1 now, I thought it was Moff Gideon that was on the scene, but it was Boba Fett. He said he restored me. Now I have a debt to pay and allies with him. And then they got the weapons just about ready to take on Mandalorian, when all of a sudden a mutual enemy appears, which they all do not like. The Empire appears. The remnants of the Empire appears with stormtroopers everywhere. Comes out of this spaceship, and then they come down, and he said they're after the child. He says, well, we'll go and get the child. We'll take them. We'll take them off. So you see Boba Fett fighting like you've never seen him before. He's really taking these guys on, and so Mando tries to get the child again, and he gets hit by this Jedi Force protection shield thing. Then we go into Moff Gideon scene, and he says, "Get my Dark Troopers ready." And these Dark Troopers could be the ones that are being given sort of strange abilities, but they're in robotic suits. So they're flying out, and then all of a sudden, another stormtrooper carrier ship appears with more stormtroopers, and then the Mandalorian helps them out. Is helping them out, and then tries to get the kid again, which is later on in the scene. But so he tries to get the kid again, and he gets hit by the force field again. Then all of a sudden, Boba Fett disappears. I'm thinking, oh, is he gone? He's not going to help these guys. All of a sudden, he appears out of nowhere, and just the theme tune that you heard in season 1's first episode, the early theme tune, is Boba Fett's new theme tune, and he just whacks them, and he's wearing this famous armor from the original trilogy, and he's taking them on, fighting them, and then all of a sudden, he uses his thing. They all run away, the stormtroopers. All of a sudden, he uses a missile, the famous missile in his backpack, and fires at the trooper ship, and the other trooper ship collides with it, and boom, explodes instantly. And then all of a sudden, Mando's ship gets shot by the remnants of the Empire. Completely destroys Mando's ship. His ship has gone. It is gone. And then he wakes up, and he's trying to get the kid, and all of a sudden these dark troopers grab him and they fly away. And then which is not like Boba Fett. He says, you are a Mandalorian, and blah blah blah, and he shows him his history. He says, and he says, you are the owner of this armor. Mandalorian says to him, and he says, I have a debt to pay as a Mandalorian. You are us Mandalorians always give our debt to pay, and he's allies now. He's got allies now with the guy who was originally a bad guy. And he's worried about the Empire now. He doesn't like the Empire now because he only was a bounty hunter at the time. Now, we don't know if he's got tensions here at the moment. Is he on our side, or is he, is he got other plans in motion? Now, the next episode was really good. The Believer, it's called. And what happens is, at the end of the previous episode, we go and see one of Mandalorian's allies, who's now a marshal for the New Republican. And he says, I need to get this prisoner out. And it's that prisoner that tries to do the prison break, and he killed that Republican soldier. He said, we need this guy because he's got the codes and all this and all that, and we need his help. So they spring him out and say, the reason why you're out is you're on a mission with us. So Boba Fett is sort of pally now with Mando, and there's sort of a friendship going on with the other bounty hunter, which is kind of strange. It's like the Magnificent Seven in a sense. They don't see eye to eye, but then they grow on each other a bit. And he says, well, we need you to get these codes and all that. And he said the only way you can get in is, they got to kidnap this cargo truck with this fuel. And we get to know the backstory about this criminal. And he used to be a stormtrooper. And he said, you get to know a bit of his backstory. He says, even though I was a stormtrooper, I feel sorry for these people. And you think, is this the same guy who we're talking about here? And they're all in disguise in this stormtrooper type armor thing. And what happens next is all of a sudden these pirates appear trying to take the fuel, and if they drive too fast, the fuel can explode this fuel that they're delivering, and they get to where they're going. He says to the thief says to Mando, he says, Mandalorian, why can't you show your face? And he's going, no comment. And then they get to the base, and he recognizes the soldier who discredited him, he's a real villain, this Imperial officer. And the guy who plays the Imperial officer, he's been in a few films. He played the man who killed Bruce Wayne's parents in the first Dark Knight Trilogy film, Batman Begins, and he looks the part. He's only got a short part in it. He looks the part for this character, and he's talking about it. He says, yeah, it was good, that war battle. I said, I was there. Do you remember me? He says, vaguely remember you and all this, because he's gone high up in the ranks, this fella. And while he's talking to him, going back to when he was nervous, going back to the scene where he's nervous, so I can't do it. I recognise that fella. You'll find out it's me. Mando does something that he's only done. We've only seen once before, which he didn't do, but the nurse droid did. It's the first time ever Mando takes his mask off himself, and the thief guy is like shocked that he's done this. He says it needs an ID scan from your eye and all this retinal scan. So he goes up, he says, I'll do it, and it goes through the machine. Then all of a sudden he says to Mandalorian, oi, come here, sit with me while we're drinking, all this, blah, blah, blah. Then the thief guy's sitting with him, and they're going back to the conversation about the battle, and he says, yeah, I was in that battle. He says, many lives were lost that day, even people who were not part of the Empire, innocent people. So you could see there's a bit of compassion on this character. So he's not really being all that bad, he's just being in the wrong place, wrong time type character. And you got a bit of sympathy now, even though he made it in a Republican security guard. You find out he's not all that bad, even though he did a bad crime. And he looks at the fella and shoots him. And Mandalorian is, first of all, said, don't do it. But then he realizes why he did it. And the Mandalorian helps him out and fights and puts his helmet back on. And he says to Mandalorian, secret safe for me. And that's how you know Mando's made another friend. Because they weren't friends at first. Now he's a friend and an ally. And then the team take on Mando's team take on the base. The whole base explodes. Then these TIE fighters come, and Boba Fett fires the Sonic Chargers, I think they called. You saw them in the prequels, where his dad done them, tried to do it on Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then he fires it, and then you just hear that famous noise from the prequels where that missile made that weird, strange noise where you knew it exploded, and then all of a sudden they pick up Mando and the thief guy, and they go back onto the ship, and then all of a sudden what happens then is they land in a safe zone, and then all of a sudden he said, we'll just tell them that you died, and you know, died, giving his life, and he smiled. He said, "I could do that," and he smiled like a friendship smile, like to say, "You got a friend now." So we might see him again if they need his help, like for like advice and that. Then we cross back into Moff Gideon's Star Destroyer, and he's sitting there, just got a message coming through. The reason why they needed these codes was to find Moff Gideon and the child. And he says, "You know who I am. I'm coming for you. You got something I want." He's he he's I'm coming back for the kid. He belongs to me. And take, like, in other words, I'm coming for you. I'm taking you down. And really good at 2 episodes. It's really, in a sense, it's like a three-parter, because the next one's the finale episode. And will we see Ahsoka Tano again? And will we see the one who is the true owner of the Darksaber? And will Boba Fett be an ally for good, or will he turn when it's something he wants? And there was rumours going around that would see Luke Skywalker in it, but we don't know yet. We don't know with Mandalorian what surprises. We don't know how long the episode's going to be for the finale. It could be a long episode. I hope it's going to be a long episode, because it won't. We're going to have to wait for a while for Mandalorian season 3, and yeah. So hopefully I'll have it up soon. Probably be in the weekend or Monday, the review for the finale, and looking back on what episodes linked to what we're up to now. Take care. Subscribe to the channel. Take care. See you soon.